Why is Cam Rising not getting more love in the Heisman Trophy?
Because he plays at Utah. That's why.
Well, you're convinced of this.
I'm convinced, and here's why I'm convinced of it. Utah is notorious for not being a quarterback school. Not a quarterback factory. Kyle Whittingham-led team. We're going to play defense, and we're going to run the football, and the defense is going to put the offense in a position to win the game. That's how it's always been at Utah. So when I look around nationally, and I start to look at guys like, Bryce Young,
CJ Stroud,
like any of the big name quarterbacks in college football.
Okay.
All those guys get the run they get because they play at Alabama and Ohio State in quarterback factories, schools that routinely put guys in the league at the quarterback position. Utah does not do that, right? Like, that's just not what they do. And so when I look at the funny part about this Heisman list, Utah last week comes out, was ranked number 7 in the country. Everyone was all up in arms about that and said that was too high of a ranking, and holy cow, how is that even possible?
Right.
But then the quarterback of the number 7th ranked team in the country is not on the Heisman watch list. How is that even possible, bro? How is it possible that a guy that had a teammate die last year, that carried his team after his team bet on some quitter quarterback from Texas, how is it possible? Noodle arm quitter quarterback from Texas. How is it even possible that nationally no one knows that story? How is it even possible that Cam Rising is not on the Heisman watch list? Now, I'm not saying the guy's even a front runner to win the Heisman, but what I am saying is that this guy took his team to the Rose Bowl and had a hell of a year, and now he's got a lot to prove. You're going to Gainesville. You're going to Florida. That stadium's already sold out. People are ready for this matchup. I'm telling you, if he balls out in week 1 and they beat Florida by 10 at Florida, dude, it would be incredibly disrespectful not to have him on the Heisman watch list. And so that's why I was so surprised. Now, Jaron not being there, totally get it. You play at BYU. BYU early in the season never gets the credit that they deserve. You're going to have to earn that right. But by week 5 or 6, if BYU is still a 0-loss team, you better damn well be assured that he will be on that list. There's no doubt about it.
All right, here are some of the names that I think are ridiculous when it comes. All of these names are ranked ahead of Cam Rising according to NFL.com.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Van Dyke, the quarterback at Miami.
Disrespectful.
Okay? But, well, I don't know if
it's disrespectful.
If they go on and win, and if he goes on and, the guy's got a 20-3 touchdown interception ratio, right?
Right.
But if he throws for 3,500 yards this year and he keeps up on, if he throws for 30 touchdowns, okay, I could see Tyler Van Dyke being in that, but he's not won anything. He's not, he's not.
Yeah, he didn't go to the Rose Bowl.
He doesn't have the profile that Cam has. But this goes back to the Miami Hurricanes being a better brand than the Utah Utes.
Notice what you said there. He didn't say they were a better football team.
No, a better brand.
A better brand. That's two different things.
Yeah, and I think Mario Cristobal being there is a big reason why Tyler Van Dyke is there and Cam Rising is not.
Right.
Number 7, Dylan Gabriel, Oklahoma, quarterback. Are you telling me that Oklahoma is in a better position to succeed than Utah? And
I have trouble with that, man.
I have a lot of trouble with that.
I have trouble with that.
Like, you want to talk about disrespectful, Dylan Gabriel being number 7 and Cam Rising not being on the list is disrespectable.
Yes.
Disrespectable. It's disrespectful. There's no doubt about that. Jackson Smith and Jigba, wide receiver, the Ohio State.
Dude.
He's a stud, but he's a wide receiver, not a quarterback.
Dude, exactly. He's a stud. Nothing to take away from him, but you're a wide receiver, not a quarterback.
And CJ Stroud, your quarterback, is arguably the number 1 option for the Heisman Trophy this year.
Donnie, please.
Come on, guy. Come on.
That's crazy. Willie Anderson, the defensive end at Alabama.
So wait, we're putting defensive ends ahead of Cam Rising.
Yeah, 17.5 sacks, 35 tackles.
It's really despicable.
Come on.
Shocking. Bijan Robinson, the running back at Texas.
Can kind of understand it, but not really.
Okay, so we got a lot of heat on this comment last week when I said that Texas wasn't I said Texas was going to be good, but they're not currently relevant.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that?
I mean, I think that Texas is always relevant to an extent. I think that when Texas, again, like when Texas is doing Texas and they're playing in big games, yeah, they're relevant, sure. But nationally speaking, Texas hasn't even been in the conversation for the college football playoff. Utah has been way more relevant than Texas has been in the last 5 years. Are you kidding? Like this is what I struggle with. We're not putting Cam Rising on the Heisman Trophy contender list, or watch list rather, even though his squad that he led through adversity and through difficult, dark times, like, you got to the Rose Bowl. That is a big feat in college football. And I understand, hey, you lost to Ohio State. Totally get it. Cam got hurt, so he doesn't get the benefit of throwing for 300 or 400 yards in the Rose Bowl. I get it. But I'm just saying, we're sitting here talking about defensive ends and running backs and wide receivers, skill position guys, not quarterbacks, being ahead of Cam Rising.
Well, I also think there's this conversation about big schools, big brands in the Heisman Trophy. And let's see, somebody said that about big name colleges are the only ones that win Heisman trophies.
Yeah.
There's some credence in that. Here are the last 5 Heisman Trophy winners. Bryce Young, Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Devontae Smith, Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Joe Burrow, LSU.
Go Tigers.
Verticality, Kyler Murray from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield from Oklahoma. Then after that, it's Lamar Jackson from Louisville.
Okay.
So far and away the best offensive player. So you get it. Derrick Henry, Alabama.
This is Coach Saban.
Marcus Mariota, Oregon. Jameis Winston, Florida State. Johnny Manziel, who, by the way, speaking of Manti Te'o should have won it. But Johnny Manziel won it. Robert Griffin III from Baylor. And then again, it's Scam Newton from Auburn. Mark Ingram from Alabama.
This is Coach Saban.
Sam Bradford, Oklahoma. Tim Tebow from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Troy Smith, Ohio State. Matt Leinart, USC.
Lot of SEC.
A lot of SEC, a lot of big name, a lot of big brand colleges.
So
in
you
there.
see what I mean. You see what I'm getting at here. Utah is not a powerhouse of a national brand. That's the problem here. And when we talk about, and again, we ain't got time to go down this rabbit hole today, but I think it's really important to point out, when you talk about no NIL work at Utah, when you talk about really poor branding at Utah, when you talk about the running Utes not being good, when you talk about the football program not getting the credit it deserves.
But look at Caleb Williams. He's number 3 on this NFL watch list for the Heisman.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams transfer to USC.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying that Caleb Williams.
But it's not just that Caleb Williams transfer, it's that Lincoln is there.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
By the way, who was the head coach of all those Heisman Trophy guys from Oklahoma? Lincoln Riley.
Yeah. Kurt Meyer says, do you really think we're getting a Heisman out of a conference that is not the Big Ten or the SEC?
The conference doesn't matter, dude. The conference plays no role, in my opinion, in Heisman watch listing.
What plays a role is they're on TV.
Yes, that's what plays a role. Sure. Yeah.
And I think it's a huge problem for Cam Rising.
Numbers and exposure is what the Heisman is about.
And I think this is a lot of why Jaron Hall has a better chance to win the Heisman than Cam Rising does.
Yeah, and while a lot of people will say, well, how is that even possible if Jaron's not even on the list? Well, because he plays at BYU, they've got a tough schedule, and 11-0 at BYU is a lot different than 11-0 at Utah.
I think it's a lot different.
It's a lot different.
I think it's a lot different.
Yeah.
So I don't disagree with that. K. Nurin says QBs go to BYU, not Utah.
I agree.
Can't disagree
and that's
with
what
that.
I mean. Utah is a running back, defensive back, powerhouse. That's where, if you're a running back or a defensive back, you're going to Utah. If you're a quarterback, you're going to BYU, or probably you're going to Oklahoma, frankly. All jokes aside, like, if you're a quarterback and you want to get to the league, you're going to Alabama, Ohio State, or Oklahoma. Those are your 3 surefire, no doubt about it.
But I think USC puts quarterbaks in the NFL.
Not good ones.
I mean,
not good ones.
But it doesn't matter if it's a good one. I mean, Caleb Williams is going to the NFL not because he played at Oklahoma, because he's going to be a USC alum. I mean, it doesn't matter to me if you're good or not.
Yeah.
I mean, USC
if
puts
you get to the league, Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot more. My thing with that is just that Oklahoma guys, tend to get their extensions. Like Kyler Murray got his extension. Like these guys that come out of, Oklahoma and like Trevor Lawrence is probably going to get an extension now, assuming he has a good year.
Darnold got traded.
Traded.
I don't disagree with that.
Like so it's just anyway. The point is that my whole thing was with this topic. The reason I wanted to talk about it is I just felt like Cam was getting a lot of disrespect, and I know that a lot of people think that we're just a BYU show.
I think Cam is getting a lot of disrespect.
We only talk about BYU. Well, I'm here to tell you, I thought this was incredibly disrespectful to not only Cam Rising but to the program. I mean, it should be a shot over the bow.
But listen, I also think that there's no reason to believe that Cam Rising can't win the Heisman Trophy.
Agreed.
I mean, arguably, I guess, I think Utah's the best team in the conference. I think USC is a very good team. I think USC's,
dangerous.
USC is dangerous. I would agree. I think Utah's the better team.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to find out on the field in October.
Facts.
When the Trojans roll into Rice Eccles, you better be ready to go.
Yeah.
Because if he loses that game, he's not winning the Heisman.
Agreed.
But again, I just look across the landscape and I look across the names. Ohio State's on TV. Alabama's on TV. Yeah, and I think when you look at
Notre Dame's or
Notre Dame's
BYU
on
is
TV.
on TV.
BYU's on TV. You look at all these guys that are on this list. All these guys play on TV.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that Ohio State's got 2 guys on this list. There's a reason that Alabama's got 2 guys on this list. They also recruit really well and they develop talent. I do think reputationally these preseason Heisman watch lists are a lot of fluff and a lot of, hey, he plays at Alabama. There's a lot to that. So my feeling is that Cam Rising's got a very long, steep road to win.
Yeah.
But there's no reason if he handles his business on the field and he doesn't turn the ball over, because if he doesn't turn the ball over, Utah's going to win. They're going to win games.
Yep.
He's got a phenomenal running back. He's got what I think is going to be a really good offensive line. The defense at Utah is always without question. Does he have a wide receiver who can put highlight tape on SportsCenter?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Because they're going to run the ball really well, and Cam's going to look good throwing it. Does he have a wide? Because, look, with all due respect to Keithy and Kincaid, those are 2 really good pass catchers. You need somebody, you need Vele to break out and have a huge year.
Yeah, tight ends can't thrive without good wide receiver play. It just is what it is.
It is that simple. A couple more on this. Let's see. As a BYU fan, this was disrespectful. Rising as a Heisman candidate is.
It is, yeah. That's
that.
what I mean. I mean, he just to me, it's just a no-brainer. But again, we're here in Utah. We see the guy. We know the culture. We follow the program. Like nationally, I don't think people do.
Yep. K. Nurin says, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Yeah, please give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. I should. Rodney the other day was DMing me, telling me that I should tell people, hey, you got to do that. It's part of the game. Tell people to hit like. You're right. Please give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Hook it up.
Subscribe, hit the like button,
yeah,
turn
by
on
the way,
notifications.
By the way, we're just short of 7,000 subscribers.
Yeah, so get the job
channel.
done. Tell all your friends.
If you guys could, get your mom to subscribe, that'd be great.
Yeah.
We are 76 subscribers short, 6924.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Of 7,000.
I want it.
We are right.
Can we get to 10,000
there.
before the end of the year? I think so.
Yeah, it would be great. 10,000. That's only 3,000 subs.
Yeah, we're doing about 1,000 subs a month right now.
3,076 subs.
Yeah. So we really should be able to get there.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe.
Let's go.
Really helps the channel grow. Josh Loveren getting crazy this morning says, again, Gardner Minshew finished 5th in the Heisman voting in Pullman.
Minshew.
His mustache finished 5th. Let's get that right. He says Cam can end the year finishing top 5 in Heisman. He can win it. He said it's Pullman and they only play on Pac-12 Network. LOL. That's very true.
I think I
true.
legitimately believe that Cam has a chance to win it, but they have to be a one-loss team. You got to be a one-loss team. You got to beat SC. You got to beat these teams.
Because I think Ohio State's vulnerable. I mean, they didn't show any ability to stop anybody last year, as witnessed in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
but they gave up a lot of yards late. I mean, Alabama, I don't see a weakness in Alabama this year. I mean.
No, this is the best Alabama team you've seen in probably the last 5 years or so.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Alabama's always very good, and people are blowing up my phone right now. But
are they in vanishing mode?
They are in
vanishing
They are not
mode.
in vanishing mode.
This is Coach Saban.
I just think that Bryce Young is a hell of a quarterback. I think defensively they're going to get after the quarterback's ass at Alabama as well.
Yeah.
They always have athletes outside. We'll see. I mean, I think the hard part is that Bryce Young won the award last year.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't like giving it to a guy back-to-back years.
Well,
that's very, very Archie Griffin comes to mind. But we'll see. I don't know. M. Morris says, you start pumping BYU, you'll be at 10K quick. Well, I mean, we talk about what's relevant. BYU is pretty relevant.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Is Manti Te'o relevant? Am I finally allowed to?
Yes, you can. I want to hear your bit on Manti Te'o. So let's talk about this.